Go ahead and begin with this opening remarks. And the first opening remarks are Rob O'Leary.
Okay, thank you very much for having me here tonight. I'm thrilled by the crowd. This shows the level of civic engagement in these communities. I think it's really a wonderful sign. And we're 2 weeks away from the elections, and elections are about choices. My opponent and I share some common characteristics. We're both losing weight at an alarming rate. I handicap this race by figuring out the guy who loses the most weight wins the election. We do share some common characteristics. We both, of course, share a commitment to the Democratic Party and the principles of the Democratic Party. And we both share a commitment to public service. But there are differences. There are differences between us. And those differences, voters need to know what they are. I've raised my 3 children on Cape Cod and the islands. I've lived in the 10th Congressional District most of my life. I've been honored to serve it, to represent it, and it would be the greatest privilege in my life if I had the opportunity to represent you in Washington. Unlike my opponent, I have not pursued public office as a career. I am a teacher who volunteered and who was later elected county commissioner and then state senator. I was the first Democrat elected to either of those offices since the Civil War on the Cape and Islands. With my election to the Senate in 2000, I remained, until my election, to the state Senate in 2000, I had remained a full-time teacher. I have a PhD in American history, and I worked at Massachusetts Maritime Academy. Subsequently, I taught part-time as an adjunct teacher, $3,500 a course, no tenure, no retirement benefits, in the evenings, in the summer, early in the morning. I love to teach. I believe that it is a form of public service. And I know the students that I had kept me well grounded. The 20-year-old MMA cadet was more concerned about his date on Friday night than he was about my course during the day, but who truly worried about the opportunities he might have for a career upon graduation. And also the 35-year-old single mom at Cape Cod Community College, who was struggling to stay in class, hold a job, and keep her life together. They kept me grounded. I believe my teaching has made me a better senator, and I think being a senator made me a better teacher. In my political life, I have always conducted myself in a positive manner when it comes to campaigning. Always avoided trading the sort of personal attacks that so dominate our politics today. But now my opponent is attacking me for being a part-time teacher at a public college while serving in the Senate. He's attacked my integrity, my work ethic, and every teacher's right to teach and serve in the legislature. My opponent, a district attorney, a lawyer who practiced law while he served in the Senate and who regularly voted on issues that affected lawyers, and who even voted to give district attorneys, district attorneys whose ranks he was about to join, a lifetime pension of nearly $120,000 annually at the tender age of 55. Apparently he believes that it's all right to be a lawyer in our citizen legislature, but you can't be a teacher. I'm upset by that. But what I'm most proud of, and what I believe separates me out from my opponent, is my legislative accomplishments on issues that are important to you here in the South Shore and on the Cape and Islands and in the 10th Congressional District, on education, on jobs, and on the environment. The list is long, the time is short, so let me highlight just a few. Last week, the Boston Globe, in its lead editorial, singled out 3 state officials as being most responsible for the Commonwealth's historic education reform law. That legislation placed Massachusetts first in the nation for the race to the top money, and will bring some $250 million in new money here to Massachusetts. I was one of those 3. I led the efforts to reform public higher education in this state and helped establish a STEM program, and I'm running out of time here. I also, excuse me, I can see I'm out of time. I also rewrote the Life Science Initiative to include marine science and marine technology, and by doing so, opened up over the next decade the possibility of millions of dollars coming into southeastern Mass and into institutions like Woods Hole and MBL. And I was proud to, 2 weeks ago, participate in what was an opening of a new life science, I'm sorry, I'm out of time.